Welcome back to Andertons TV, everybody.
We were on a break.
And who knew that Josh Scott from JHS Pedals was such an enormous Friends fan that he would have to go and partner up with the Ross Pedal Company.
He's actually changed his name to Ross. He's not Joss anymore. He's now
Ross
Ross
Scott, is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
And,
Before we go ahead, man, please.
Yes.
Housekeeping.
Please like and subscribe. You'll win something. I don't know if the graphic underneath has been updated yet. We must have hit 850 by now. But anyway, so you'll win whatever's below every time we get to another 50,000 subscribers. If you would like to find out about a pedal that we're talking about later on in the video, check the timestamps because you can fast forward to those. Buy our merch, please. And don't forget, we do international shipping as well. So wherever you are in the world.
That's a fresh t-shirt, that is.
It is a fresh t-shirt.
Yeah, it looks good on you and it's
Thank
fresh.
you, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, should we get on with this?
Yes, I mean, so this is the first 5 pedals in the Ross lineup. Later this year, we're going to see the Rachel, and then the Monica and the Phoebe, and the Joey and the Chandler.
What was the monkey called?
I have no idea. In fact, I've impressed myself. I've even remembered the main characters' names.
What's the monkey called?
Bubbles?
No, that's Mike Jackson's monkey.
Thousands of tears later.
Marcel, see, you said it was something with him. Marcel, and we had to give him back anyway.
So,
But
yes.
Anyway.
Okay.
Friends to one side.
Friends to one side, it's a joke.
There's no friends in here anyway. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about pedals and be slightly sensible about it. So the Ross Pedal Company was the brainchild of Bud Ross, who was better known at the time for being the guy that started the custom amp range. That's custom with a K, which was a hugely successful American brand for a while during the sort of the 60s and the 70s.
It looked really cool, didn't it?
I think hit some tough times, but sold it. It has now, you can still buy custom amplifiers, but my sort of recollection of custom amplifiers is they're now sort of a more affordable kind of practice amp kind of range.
You know what they look like? They look like when you're inside of a cell, when you lock you in a cell and you can bang your head on it because you're completely mad, but they took that cell and turned it inside out.
Yeah.
So that was the outside of the amp instead of the inside of my padded cell.
Apparently it was inspired by motorbike seats.
I love them.
Anyway.
I think they look epic.
Anyway, so they were the original sort of padded amps. Anyway, so yes, after his little adventure doing the whole custom amp thing, he started a pedal company called Ross Pedals.
Good name.
50 years later, or whatever it is, 40, 50 years later, Josh from JHS, who you will all know from his either his pedals or his YouTube channel, or both, has decided to partner up. So there's some arrangement between Ross and JHS, so that now JHS are manufacturing, marketing and selling the Ross pedals, and they're obviously collaborating on designs. 5 pedals here, some of them are inspired by pedals that Ross did make. And the Fuzz pedal is inspired by a circuit from a custom amplifier. So there was never originally a Ross Fuzz. This is from one of the amps that he made. All we know about this range at the moment is if we tell you anything about it before this date, we'll be assassinated in our sleep.
Absolutely, I hope so. You know, one can only.
Yes, so
hope. But look at this; it's like they've gone really back into deep with the old manuals and even the writing on here looks like somebody's come out with a typewriter.
The stickers.
Where was that? Get that thing up here, isn't it?
Like an old poster. Yeah, with the spec on the back. It's very reminiscent of how pedals were sold in the early days. Anyway, let's listen to some.
Yes.
That first sound was a little bit of compression, a very low distortion setting, a little bit of chorus, into the Friedman Little Sister, which sounds like this.
With a bit of reverb from a Blue Sky Mark I on the top. Hey.
We might as well go right to left. So, the Ross Fuzz did not exist. I've told you all that bit there.
Circuit from a custom amp.
So this particular custom amp was used by artists like the Grateful Dead, Leon Russell, and the Jackson 5.
Wow.
Carl Perkins and the Carpenters. Anyway, It is a fairly...
Fuzz on the carpenters. Wow.
Yeah, it is a fairly unorthodox fuzz here that isn't associated with classics like Fuzz Face Tone Bender or Big Muff. This pedal, guys, it's like, how many times is a pedal brain going to claim this?
Yeah.
Highlights a hidden moment in distortion history that no one's done before. Anyway, right, so level and fuzz, obviously. Each of these pedals has a little mode switch on the side, and this is switching between vintage and modern.
Yeah.
It is a soft touch bypass switching. What does that mean?
That's soft touch bypass.
I get that, but I wonder if that means true bypass or not true bypass. Who knows?
Bypass.
Sockets are on the top, whereas the original ones are on the side.
Yeah, good stuff.
We don't actually know how much these are now, so there's an excuse for you to dive over to the Andertons website. I found used recent versions of these, so I think Ross was manufacturing without the partnership with JHS right up until literally just 3 or 4 years ago. So if you get a slightly more recent used one, they pick them up on eBay for sort of 100 to 150 pounds. If you go back and find an early one, a 70s one, they can go for up to 500 pound a go. So I don't know how much these are going to be. I guess somewhere between 100 and 200 pounds, but who knows?
Who knows? But that's the exciting bit. Ross me up, baby, on this super affordable purple Telecaster that no one can buy, ever. I can't, I have to stop playing that in the whole... It's almost like a overdrive thing. It's not as... I like that, man. That sounds great, in my opinion.
It does. It's not. I mean, it's completely not Fuzz Face Tone Bender or Big Muff.
No.
It might do as it gains up. We're in modern mode.
Oh, we're in modern mode.
Yeah. That last 25% is where all the fuzz, compression, brokenness comes in. Right, let's try vintage mode for a little bit.
Okay, vintage. Already there, sounds different. Modern. Much less. It's almost like sag. They've got a massive sag in there, isn't it? Big sag. That's good,
I
man.
love how that last 25% changes its character so much.
Yeah.
I think all pedals should have like the last 10% should
like a
be
bonus
like, here
thing,
it
isn't
is.
it?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a bonus
Yeah, it's
unlocked
like-
feature. Right, everybody, before we move on to the compressor, right now in the comments section, type who you fancied most in Friends.
Or you can type in which character on Friends do you think these different pedals are. That's what I think we should do.
Both.
So the fuzz.
Both. Who did
was
you
that?
fancy most? And yeah, which character was most like the fuzz, the compressor, the distortion, the chorus, and the phaser? Who did you fancy
Rachel.
most, Pete? Rachel.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Marcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, come on, let's move on. We're digressing.
Right.
Digressing
The
high.
next pedal is the compressor.
Oh.
This is an OTA-based vintage-style compressor, faithful reproduction of the coveted Era 2 grey box Ross compressor. It's got level and sustain. And what does the mode switch on the side? Vintage and bright. So bright in, vintage out. Let's start vintage.
It's going to take a little bit more than that to compress me at this point when people write stuff. Do you see what I say? You know, because, man, they all use these fancy words all the time. All I want to know is, does it sound good? Do I like it? Can we have it without first, please? You can't get a Telecaster that's not in tune. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Okay, come on then. There's a lot of compression there.
This feels like it does the same thing. It's almost like the last little bit, you get this little bass boost tightening like bonus mode.
That's a good sounding. I like it.
Right.
All the way up.
Now,
I like this guitar as well.
a bit of trivia for you people out there. Which do you think first? Do you think pedals with a R at the front of the os came first, or pedals with a B at the front of the os came first?
Ooh.
And just think how easy it would be if you were the other manufacturer to have just changed the, you'd have just literally rubbed a bit off or added a bit in. So yes, despite what I thought, Ross actually is an older guitar pedal brand than Boss.
I never thought about that. That's what they did.
That's exactly
what they did.
I'm just saying, don't sue me. It probably didn't happen like that, but it could have.
It could have.
Right. So
that is. Also, there's some similarities drawn between these pedals and the MXR pedals, right? Because I can see orange phaser, I can see bright.
I had no idea.
Plus,
so MXR
and blue was their colours.
Yes, MXR and Dodd, precede Boss. So,
Yeah.
So the very first Ross pedals were in the
Smaller
more
boxes.
rectangular, like the MXR casings.
Uh-huh.
And they made a Ross phaser. It was orange. They used the script font of MXR, and I think MXR politely told them not to do that anymore.
Go and shut the front door.
It moved over to this design.
Motherfather!
Oh, we never heard. I do apologise. We never heard the bright switch on the compressor. It does, in fairness, in the blurb say it's more for a dark guitar, so probably not that guitar. But let's see what it does.
Put some.
I think humbuckers.
It's a great compressor, though.
It is.
Compressor.
Do you know what I like about?
What do you like about
it? A good guitar pedal compressor is just warm and fat and simple and juicy, like Chandler from Friends.
Well, he wasn't. He was really skinny because he took loads of drugs.
No, I'm just. But do you know what I mean? It's not. It's not complicated. Like
no.
You
want
studio compressors with ratios and attacks and all that kind of stuff.
Ratios.
Right, let's move on. So distortion.
Okay.
The Ross distortion is an op-amp hard clipping distortion built around the classic 70s topology seen in pedals like the MXR Distortion Plus, the DoD 250 and the Proco Rat. Level and distortion, that's obvious, isn't it? What does the switch on the side do? Germanium or silicon?
Yes.
Let's start with germanium.
Yeah.
That's right. So germanium was the Era 2 version and silicon was the Era 3 version.
All right. was great, man.
Only Andertons can eke half an hour out of the same joke.
And that we have done in video before already, like last year or something, with the same thing.
I like that. You know what? The only thing I'm feeling about the distortion is it doesn't seem to have that secret bonus mode. It's just a nice, natural, just keeps on getting slightly more distorted.
That's a good sound, man.
We go silicon. Silicon.
As you just did, there's just a volume drop in there. It's like it's minus 5 dB. That's all they've done. And go, oh yeah, it sounds so different.
I tell you what I like, which is unusual on a distortion pedal,
Did you like it?
is all the way down
Yeah, it's nice.
is a usable tone.
Yeah.
A lot of pedals are just all the way down, just
Just
there's no
empty.
volume.
Yeah.
But let's have a little. This is still silicon mode, so we'll. Okay.
That sounds great, man. I love this
Yeah,
guitar.
I like it.
So
I like
much.
it. I've always liked pedals where the front bit of it is slightly sloped off. I think it just makes the ergonomic of how your foot presses it
Ergonomic.
nicer. And also, I should say as well, I really like these sort of soft touch switches, so it's not going ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Anyway, right.
When
Chorus.
they normally further embedded into the chassis, the knobs,
I don't know.
on some of the other pictures.
I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me. Maybe I'm mixing. I think I'm mixing this up with the Arian brand for absolutely no reason, because it's not like Ross and Arian sound the same. But I seem to recall when I was, first started at Andertons back in the 12th century. These were like there was some mega cheap version of Ross that you could buy, but I might be wrong. Oh, what are they? Maybe that was them. There's Peter's looking at some different era pedals.
Yeah, that must be those ones there, right?
Well, they're this. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Anyway, who knows?
Who knows? Okay, so the Ross chorus in blue is the only colour chorus pedals are allowed to be.
Ever.
Chorus blue. That should be a
Chorus one.
That should be a colour. Chorus blue. Yeah.
Chorus blue, yeah.
While this pedal, this is a Bucket Brigade chorus utilising. Now I know you love your chipsets, Pete. So control yourself
please.
here. Careful. This is the V3207. Oh, it's immediate mess in his pants. Just got to say the words V3207.
Oh man, it's
Gee
squeezing
whizzy,
around
the
my heart
BBD V3207. There we go.
Got sweats on.
This can do vintage chorus or vibrato tones.
Holy smokes, man.
So we've got rate and depth, and what does the switch on the side do?
Rate.
Rate and depth. That's brilliant. Chorus or vibrato on the side. Let's have a little listen to...
They're missing a trick with that stuff, aren't they?
Chorus. I don't know. It's got that slightly more flanged chorus. You know, that sort of whooshy sound that but I like it. It's very
like
Boss
it.
CE2.
Yeah,
I
it
like
is.
it. I like
God.
that
Hay
old
fever.
analog, just simple but fat, lush chorus.
Yeah.
Let's try the rate up a bit and
The
see
rate.
if we like that.
Is it in the same?
This is vibrato mode now.
The effect that nobody really needs or
Yes.
uses.
Yeah, except it. I don't know.
There's
I'm
something
not-
with the
I'm not a
rates.
massive-
If you turn the rates and
But
the
vibrato on a. So what is that doing? Is that doing pitch or volume up and down?
yeah. It sounds a bit sort of digitally.
I'm just going to say on all pedals that have a vibrato and a chorus mode, I never like the vibrato mode.
No,
but
it's
then I don't. Maybe there's a style of music or an artist or a song or whatever that you go.
Hey,
that's where
hey,
it is.
Be careful with saying anything like
Hey,
that because
hey,
there will be.
Hey.
Hey.
What about the old Link Ray type?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Well, that
yeah,
quote
the
from,
founder of
from-
LinkedIn.
what is the-
Link-
I think that's tremolo more than. Makes me
Yeah.
want to do like an overdose and somebody put get me up, wake up again. You know, what's the film?
Pulp Fiction.
What a film that is!
What a film that
What a
is,
film that
kids!
is.
If you've not seen Pulp Fiction,
Yeah,
it
don't
goes
do
about
overdosing,
40
that's
years
just
old or
silly.
something now, isn't it?
It must be.
Great film. It's not actually. That was the very first film I ever watched with my wife, when she was my girlfriend. Literally the very first one. There we are.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, on to the last one. The Ross Phaser in obligatory orange. This is a faithful reproduction. Easy for me to say.
Yeah,
of the Ross Era 2 circuit.
Okay.
This pedal excels at vintage phase, rotary, and univibe tones. Ooh. What's the button on the side do, Pete?
Well, the button on the side is phaser or univibe. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Univibe here simulates apparently the late 60s Shinai circuit.
Oh, we is that was a good series as well, wasn't it? Phaser. Oh, it's Fraser.
Oh, Fraser, absolutely. Cheers.
I don't know the
See?
team tune
See?
for that one. Cheers.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing them all in there.
Okay.
You going for more recycle? Or are you going
just gonna-
univibe?
Anyway, recycling me, baby. I don't know what that means, but
It's recycling. It's good for the planet, and it controls the amount of feedback from the phaser output stage to the input stage, emphasizing frequencies. Crikey, O'Reilly. I think this is probably called depth or resonance on other phaser pedals. I really like the bass end on all of these pedals. They've got a really nice,
There's a nice
just
bass
full
end to
sound.
it.
Okay, lastly, univibe.
It needs to be that quick, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Need to get some rage on there.
Maybe even faster.
How can anyone connect slow dancing in the burning room and Friends together? That's because they were slow dancing, they're burning down.
No, but then that is Jennifer Aniston. It's the connection between slow dancing in a burning room and Friends. I mean, isn't it?
That is the
Obviously.
connection. Holy smokes.
So it didn't even take much of a connection, just one of those.
Okay, man, there we go.
Right, there we are.
Yeah, I like him.
Like I said before, we don't know how much these are at this stage. Otherwise, if I knew and I told you and I wasn't supposed to, Josh would shoot me. Right, so there you are. 5 pedals, all from Ross. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear them all together, Mr.
Yes,
Peaches?
please,
Okay.
man.